So in the last video, we set up our piano composition notation screen, which you have in front of you here, and you can see in front of you here. So now what we need to do is we are going to input the notation of your composition. So by now, you should have composed 8 bars of melody with your right hand or your treble notes using the notes from middle C on the keyboard up to G, and we've discussed how you use a combination of whole notes or semibreves, half notes or minims, crotchets or quarter notes, and quavers or eighth notes, and the subsequent rhythm names for those. And we've looked at the kinds of rests that match up with those note values as well. So once you have written that out in your template, you can now start to input that in your screen here. So you can see at the moment that we've got more than 8 bars, which is how long your composition needs to be. We're just going to leave that for now, and then we'll delete our unneeded bars later. So much like a word processing program, you've got all your little bits and bobs up the top here. So you've got a new document, file, save, print, undo, redo, the size of the page view. That's for if we want to plug in our keyboard into it, when you want to start and play your composition, and all sorts of things to do with our composition. Then our note values down the bottom. So the ones that we'll be using are the whole note, and you can see when I click over it, it will give me a little number in the corner, and that's a shortcut on your keyboard that you can use to input it. So if I push 6 on the keyboard, that will select the minim. If I push 5, it will select the crotchet. So that might be a little handy shortcut that you can use as well. Other things that are really handy to know when using this is there is a little piano keyboard down the bottom, and you can bring that up by selecting I can't remember how I brought that up. Piano keyboard in view. So if you select that, it goes away. But that's really, really handy. So if you go to view, piano keyboard, and you can see that's where C is on our keyboard there, and you can select that there. So to input a note, I'm going to go to bar 1, and I'm going to select a crotchet, and then I want that to be a C. So you can either do that by selecting C on the keyboard, but we don't want that C up there. We want the one down below. So we want middle C. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can just use your arrows to scroll down until you get to that one there, or you can select it using the arrow and see how it brings it up there. So the first bar of my composition will go C, D, E, F. Beautiful. So pretty straightforward. I'm just pointing to where I want to play. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so I can see that. A bit clearer there, and then you can use your arrows to your mouse pad to track across. So we know that our composition from our template has to have a few things in there. So we know that it has to have some crotchets, at least 2 quavers, some rests, and remember with our bass note melody, I suggested that you make that a little bit simpler. So I'm going to start by inputting a C there, and then I might put in some minims. So I'll select that. I'm going to go D, back down to C, and I might try and make it a little bit more complicated. I'll go E, E, and then we'll leave that as a rest. So I will select the rest button there, and I'll just scroll over to the next bar, and then I will input an F, a G, and then I might go back down to C like that. Now, I know I make it look pretty quick and easy. I've had a little bit of practice using these programs before, but trust me, it doesn't take too long. So far we've got most of my composition, or at least 4 bars of my composition in I've done my bass note part, so I'll just keep inputting in my treble clef part. So I might make that a G there, and then I'll add some quavers, so G, F, whoops. So if you make a mistake, you just hit delete. So I've made a little mistake there, so just delete down. And then I might leave that as a quaver, as a crotchet rest. So I'll move over to this one, and then I might have a minim, put in a C there, and then I might do some crotchets and go D, E, D, E, and then finish it on a C. So that's my composition so far. So then if we click back and we want to hear the composition, you should be able to see it being played through and hear it on your thing. I don't think you can hear it because I'm recording over the top, but you get the idea. Now, once you've done your 8 bars, and just for the purpose of this recording, like this video, I'm not going to compose a whole new 8 bars. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and just paste it into here so you can see. If I zoom out, oops, that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoop, got too many bars there. So I'm going to delete all of those. And then what I want to do is get rid of these bars. So, and I want to get rid of those ones as well. So if I go to measures, delete selected measures, that should delete that. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's my composition there. So once you've done that, of course, you'll save that. And you'll save that. And then you'll upload that to Compass under the learning tasks that I've set up there. So the next step will be to record your composition using Audacity, and we'll cover that in the next video.